Welcome to Alberta Conservation Association's Harvest Your Own podcast, the resource for everything hunting, navigating through the field, the butcher shop, and the kitchen. Life is all about great food. Let's get started.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Brad Fenson, an avid outdoor enthusiast who has worked as a freelance journalist, photographer, and public speaker for over 3 decades. I have hunted, fished, and foraged all my life and hope to share my passion for the outdoors. Along the way, I want to encourage everyone to harvest wild proteins and enjoy the satisfaction of providing the next meal for your family. Our goal is to educate, entertain, and inspire individuals to get outdoors and create a connection between food, health, and your future meals. Welcome to Harvest Your Own. Today we have a couple of our listener favorites. Josh Glover is back in studio, and Daryl Oliver. How are you, gents?
Doing good?
Yeah, things are great. Things are real good. Good to be back here. Thanks again for the invite.
I'm sure there's little doubt about what we're talking about. How was your waterfowl season last year?
It was good. It was a good season. We shot a lot of geese, and
yeah, we. I was focusing on the dogs a lot last year, so I had a new waterfowl dog, not a lab. We can talk about that later, but he's an absolute crazy little dog for waterfowl. So I was focusing on him a lot. And then the Waterfowl 101 went off without a hitch, and we had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, we did a lot of different things last year for waterfowl season.
Mixing it up.
Yeah, we were actually even able to have a second event with a lot of the university students came out and with a bunch of biology kids, and we took them out and did a 101 with them, and did some hen house building with them with Delta, and it was good.
So we've talked a bunch of different topics over the years. Josh, we've talked about rabbits and dogs and all kinds of goodies. And Daryl, last time you were here, you had Ron with you.
Yeah, it's a little I don't know, sad or bittersweet. I guess he's not here with us tonight, but he decided he wanted to go play rugby, so that's where he's at, down in Calgary, playing in a rugby tournament.
Yeah,
or else he'd love to be here. He would.
Yeah, and so what are we going to miss? Is he going to usually provide the entertainment? The background knowledge.
Yeah, he'll do some one-liners. Probably he would. He'd tell us something that makes no sense to us, but he thinks it's funny.
Sounds about right.
But he's super more excited. He's put in for draws this year, so they're coming out soon. So he's excited about that, and he'll be joining us in the fall for a big fall hunt. And
nice.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what? Let's start off this particular episode in talking about Delta Waterfowl. What is Delta Waterfowl?
Well, Delta Waterfowl is a number of different things. A lot of people know it as a conservation organization, similar to Ducks Unlimited and some of those other big ones. But Delta Waterfowl gears or focuses more on hunters in general. After all, hunters are the ones that are paying for all the conservation in the beginning, but it's a lot more than that. We do a lot of different programs, such as the hen house building that Daryl just mentioned. We do a Waterfowl 101, which I think is the focus we're going to talk about here shortly. We do a maintenance program with the hen houses. We have contractors that go out and do the hen houses. They do trapping, things like that, to help the waterfowl populations as well. We've partnered with a number of different organizations like ACA, Harvest Your Own, some of the scouting groups around the area, things like that over the years. Daryl, anything to add?
No, I think you hit it best is, you mentioned Ducks Unlimited. They're both really great and important organizations, but just a different idea. Whereas, Ducks Unlimited is the land, which is, very, very important. And like Josh said, we're the duck hunters organization.
Right.
And
that's
we're bringing in the people,
yep.
Right? And introducing new people to the world of the outdoors.
Yeah, absolutely. And Josh, you touched on a bunch of it. There's advocacy, there's a lot of research, they're very program driven to help landowners, to help hunters, to help educators, to bring more hunters into the fold, to keep the ones that are in our population active, and to encourage everyone to embrace conservation. So they're pretty wide-reaching overall.
Absolutely. And they're, one of the big things with Delta in the last couple of years, they've launched the big $1 Million Duck campaign, which is, putting $1 million ducks into the flyway every year that weren't there before. And so that's a huge project, and we've seen resounding success because of the hen house buildings and, in various efforts like that.
Yeah, and a lot of that's coming from hunters rolling up their sleeves and being the actual labor to get it done.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Which is great. That's going to bring it down to a local level. Delta Waterfowl, North American wide, U.S., Canada, lots of programs within Alberta, but there's actually individual chapters, and that's where you guys come in.
Right. Yeah. So our chapter is, I don't know, about 10 years new now, I guess.
Do you know the guy that started it?
Josh Clever.
So there was, the way I understand, there was an existing chapter here years ago. So I don't want to take any credit away from those guys. And they did a lot of good work here before that. But it kind of dwindled. And when I moved to Alberta in 2013, sorry, I was looking for something. And I reached out to a guy with Delta and I said, hey, what do you guys do, kind of thing. And it went from there. And we started off with, 5 or 6 guys. And what do we have now, 30 or something?
Yeah, there's 30, I don't want to call them commissioned or registered volunteers on our chapter list.
Nice.
And our, we get told every year, hey, we got more. When we bring on new volunteers, Delta really supports that. And, we'll get, a different retail package or a gun package that we can auction off, and it's more money for our programs, right? And, and things like that. So, our volunteership is really a pride for us.
Yeah. So you're a local club out of the Edmonton region called the Parkland Pintails, but there's other chapters throughout Alberta and Western Canada and throughout Canada. Calgary, I think there's a new one just came up in the foothills down south that I saw a big announcement for. Drayton Valley, I believe, has one. There's a number of them where people can get involved. And if they haven't heard about Delta Waterfowl and their chapters, is there room for them in your chapter?
That or start a chapter yourself. You can try to start a chapter yourself. It's fairly easy. I'm not going to get into it now, but absolutely, we always have room for more people in our chapter as well.
Right.
The last couple of years of some of the events, we've actually seen new chapter presidents come to our events to say, hey, we want to do our own chapter, and there'll be guests of us that, come to our dinners, or we'll have a chapter come and spend the day with us at 101 to learn what we're doing. So that's exciting.
Yes. One of the big things that the Parkland Pintails does is it participates in that larger program that Delta Waterfowl has, and it's called Waterfowl Hunting 101. And that is a basic introduction to waterfowl hunting for people that don't have a mentor, that have never been in the field, that aspire to collect their own organic proteins and find new ways to enjoy ducks and geese that migrate and are raised in Alberta, migrate through and raised here.
Yeah, it's actually, the Waterfowl 101 is exactly that, Brad. It's an opportunity we give an opportunity to those that maybe wouldn't have one otherwise. And we do everything from, cooking demos to cleaning demos to dog demonstrations to how to set up decoys to how to ask permission. And we do that, and we take you skeet shooting for an afternoon, and then in the evening you get paired up with a mentor, and you're in your group, and we take you hunting. And it's a day that is, we look after. We feed you hot dogs for lunch. We did that last year, and there's prizes, the door prizes. It's a really fun day. It's fun for us as volunteers because we get to see people shoot their first duck or their first goose, and it's exciting.
Sounds like an action-packed day, though.
It is a long day. It is a long day. Yeah,
we've come a long way since me standing up in front of a dozen kids and speaking the whole day and shooting a few clays and things like that. But the reason why I mentioned Ron earlier is because Ron was one of my first students, and we had met a little bit before that, me and Daryl. But it wasn't until then that we really started hanging out, and we'd see him every year, and Ron would keep coming back, and all of a sudden now he's a mentor and he's helping out and volunteering. So
he's
really cool.
Kind of the glue in the middle of all this.
Yeah.
He's I might be biased, but as watching him grow as my son, I'm really proud of what he's done with the world of outdoors, what he's done with Waterfowl 101. A couple years ago, he got Volunteer of the Year at our chapter dinner.
Nice. That's sweet.
He was our youngest committee member at that time. He was 14 years old. So
yeah, probably youngest, most motivated, most energetic.
The drive and the passion that he has is, well, maybe outside of Josh, because Josh is pretty driven, but is pretty remarkable for a teenager like that to see.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. I remember when we were going to go hunting the next day, I'd go in and wake my dad every hour. Is it time to go yet? Is it time? And he'd get so mad. He'd say, if you wake me up one more time, we're not going.
It's like Christmas morning.
Better than Christmas. Yeah. And it's still that way.
Well, even when, I live out in Leduc and he goes to school in the city. And so I dropped him in. We're off early in the mornings. And he's like, I don't know why it's so tough. When we hunt, I have no problem getting out of bed. But I don't like this for school.
Well, and that's good to have, because I've actually hunted with other teenagers that have said out loud, why can't we do an afternoon hunt? I do not like getting out of bed.
No, he's excited.
Their heart's not in it.
No. And I'm very thankful with Ron and the way he wants to do this. I'm very thankful.
So, Ron has come through the program. It's inspired him. He's become an avid waterfowler, and now he's passing that on to others through the Parkland Pintails 101 course, showing up to help teach people, recruit new people, show them the ropes, give them a little feedback or stuff from his perspective, coming, starting off at one of the first programs. So a good person to have around, and it sort of speaks to the influence of the program and what it does to people that come through there.
Yeah, and I got to experience that through my little boy this year. He turned 10 last year, so he was able to shoot. But I've been dragging him along to all these events for years and years, and then to finally get him to see, he saw the hen houses. He was there. We put him up. He saw the whole maintenance thing, and then he got to shoot his first duck. And then this year, we brought him to the event, to the banquet and stuff. He participated in the 101.
Yeah.
So he did all the things. He's volunteered years before, but this year he got to participate. And then this year he shot his first duck. And
it's fun watching them when Ron and Logan and others that are sidekicks, and then they're no longer sidekicks. They've got their own hunting licenses and their own guns, and they're sitting beside you hunting. They're not hunting with dad or hunting with a buddy. They're hunting. And then, like you say, Brad, he's now passing that. Hey, Dad, I've got people at my school that want to participate in 101 this fall. Is that okay? It's better than okay.
The great spokesman for the program.
Absolutely he is, yeah.
So word of mouth is important, and when a program is genuinely productive, informative, and takes you to the right steps, it really brings people in organically. It speaks for itself. Every year the problem is how do we accommodate everybody that wants to come out?
This podcast is produced for Harvest Your Own, a program dedicated to those who want to reconnect with food and health through their experiences outdoors. HarvestYourOwn.ca is a resource for individuals to learn more about hunting and the outdoors. There's information to get you started and ensure that your compass stays pointed in the right direction to be successful. Where's your next meal coming from?
So what is the interest, and how many spaces have you got?
I think, did we do 30 last year?
Yeah, I think we did somewhere around 30. There's no hard and fast rule at this point. We see how many volunteers we have that can commit, and then we kind of go from there. It's tough to know exactly up until a week before how many we can take. And then if we have to, we'll split it up. But we're not going to say no to many people. We're not going to say no to anybody if we can.
And that's exactly it. It's our volunteers, we have 30 on the chapter. We all have different levels of expertise or knowledge or experience. So there's a handful of us that, that we can take a group in the evening and we can take them hunting. And so we're relied on to go do that, whereas others are really great during the day and helping out, working with the dogs or helping clean birds or whatever. And so it depends on how many mentors do we have that can take a group, or you might have, I'll take one or two. And then last year, I think I took 9,
So one of my original questions was, people that are interested, do they come in? Do they join your rank? Do they start a new chapter? It sounds like there's still plenty of room to bring people in for helping out.
Oh, always room.
Yeah.
Always
in
room.
101 alone, let alone with hen houses or dinners
or other fundraisers. Absolutely. We encourage it. We love meeting new people where there's lots of opportunity, and it's about doing whatever you want to do. You want to give a few hours, we'll do something for you.
Right.
You want to do lots of hours, so there's even better. Right. So there's lots of participation available.
I think it's an important message, though, because if people are listening like, man, I love duck hunting and I don't have a lot of people to go with, or I have extra time, man, here's your call to action.
Absolutely.
Here's an opportunity for you to share your passion And it has its own rewards too.
Well, even with Delta and Parkland Pintails, we can't always guarantee it, but we've said before that if you reach out to our chapter and there's someone available, that you're like, hey, listen, I want to go duck hunting. I've never done it before. I don't know where to start. And you've missed 101 or you haven't, if we've got someone available, we'll take you hunting. So that's pretty kind of cool.
Yeah. Reach out.
Yeah.
We'll set you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. But that doesn't mean we're going to set you up with everything and send you on your way. You know, it's a whole teamwork kind of
That's right.
mentorship thing, right?
Yeah, it's you're going to show them the ropes, but they have to show up to be more than willing participants.
Right.
That's right. Yeah. Well, you know, it's the exposure. I would never been able to do this before. How do I do it? Well, come with us. We'll set up and then, you know, we'll take you. But like Josh said, it's not here you go.
We're not outfitters.
We're not out. That's right. We're not outfitters. That's right.
Yeah.
We get that quite a bit at the shows and stuff.
Yeah. Well, even with the mentoring, our chapter president, you know, we get lazy and we'll say, okay, yeah, well, we'll take these guys guide, and we're not guides. We're not guides. You can't call them. We're not guides. Okay, we're not guides. All right, we're not guides.
You're passionate waterfowlers that are willing to share, which isn't always the case. You know, I don't know what's wrong with society. We've gotten too busy. Literally, you were more wrapped up with our phones and emails and time. You know, I hate to say this, but when I first started my job, we had triple carbon copy forms, and you'd send them out and mail them to somebody. They'd mail one back. Nowadays, with email and text, you send out an email. If somebody doesn't respond within 10 minutes, like you're tapping the desk, sending a reminder, phoning to find out where they are, and it's put a demand on us overall to be immediately responsive, where we used to be able to, you know, go at things a little bit more paced, have more time to ourselves, more time with our family, more time with friends, more time to introduce people to things like hunting. So this program is very timely and important just because of where we're at as a society.
That's why I'm so incredibly proud of our committee, of our club. It's, you know, like I said, we started with 4 or 5 people and we've grown to 30. And then that's not because of me. That's not because of Daryl. That's because of everybody involved. We're all passionate about what we're doing. And then, you know, you hear somebody else, oh, this other person would really like to get involved too. But that person's really passionate about it. So I don't know if we found somewhere in the ether that's working really well for us. But I think it's our leader, Craig, and we can't leave here without saying something.
I was just wondering when the right moment would be. Craig Skelly. Craig Skelly is our chapter president, and we wouldn't have a chapter as successful and the group that we all are friends and we get along and we enjoy each other's company if we didn't have Craig Skelly.
It's always good to have somebody to step up for that, but I always say the world is run by those that show up. So all of the contributions, whether it's somebody that has 2 hours in the day or somebody that really, you know, steps up to pull everyone together, it all adds up to positive things in the end.
It does, and you can see it. You see it from the Logans, like Josh's son, my son. You see what's happening, and it's exciting to watch.
Kind of hard to think that Logan would have maybe skipped duck hunting in his life.
Would that even been allowed?
I don't think so.
You know, I always tell people, don't make your children's goals or allow them to have their own goals. Don't make their goals your goals. But I think, like with my kids as well, Josh, like there's little doubt that they're going to hunt.
They're so immersed in it.
Right.
You know, there's, I mean, yeah, if they don't want to go, they don't want to go. And certainly that comes on days, but I haven't experienced it with Logan yet.
Right.
You know?
Start them early.
Yeah.
Get them involved. Make it hands-on. And I know you do everything from take them out bird hunting to setting up to the retrieving to the processing to the cooking, which is also a big passion of yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they got to do everything.
Right.
They got to experience everything. And that was my big goal with Logan last year, and not to get too far away from the 101, but it was, you know, he saw the bird hit the water. Okay, well, what happens after that? No, you don't get to go downstairs and play video games or anything. We got to clean these birds. And now what do you want to do with them, right? Give me something. What do you want to do with it? I'll show you what to do with it. And that's what we did. We made the easiest thing possible. We made jalapeno poppers. And
nice.
He was so proud of it.
Yeah, you know, we're going to get back to 101, but I think this is Waterfowl 101, especially with the current changes to our hunting regulations, where individuals can make an assessment of their kids at any age and decide if they're physically and mentally prepared. It's not about just pulling the trigger and getting them gun ready. It's about taking them along and making, you know, immersing them in it and get them involved in every aspect. Make it a passion of theirs by their involvement.
And they made the right decision. They said, they're not getting their own limits. They're part of your limit. And, but it's encouraging, get them out.
Well, the limit actually is on upland birds in Alberta. So kids still need to get the federal migratory permit for youth, which is free.
That's
which
right.
gives them their own limit
Right,
as well.
I guess. So, yeah, right.
So there's been some confusion around that, but there is plenty of opportunity. And, maybe there's a Waterfowl 101 opportunity just for kids, but right now it's open to anyone. Is that correct?
Yeah. If there's somebody that can sit and participate, like you said, they need to be able to participate and actually focus on the information that we're giving them, then it shouldn't be an issue. And it comes back to the same thing, right? Like if the parent doesn't think that kid is ready for it, then please don't send them. There's other years, right? The time will come and they'll get there. But we don't want to disappoint them. We don't want to take a kid. We have had kids in the past that they're not old enough to come out and shoot. They do the 101 and then they see everybody going in the field and now they're disappointed, right? So we don't want a situation like that. But we certainly don't want to discourage anybody. Yeah.
And that's a big part of allowing your kid to set their own goals. Yeah. That's really important because people like us, we live for the fact that our kids might be able to join us, and we celebrate it under our breath, waiting for that day and hope that it happens. But, if it didn't, we'd be disappointed in some ways. But we're not disappointed because of how we bring them up and how we involve them and why we take them out and all the rest of it.
Well, you asked about the participants. We've had adult participants, bring their young children that aren't hunting. But the reason is the young child said, Dad, I want to hunt. I want to get into that. And the dad says, I have no idea how to do that.
Right.
And so they come in and they said they get their hunter's ed and they get their licenses and they come and they bring the young ones with them. That he's just here to learn and just hang with me while I learn. And that's wonderful.
The kid conduit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of folks like that keep coming back every year. They come to the banquets, they come to the 101s and help out and things like that. And that's how they started. Yeah, their kid wanted them to get into it.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. Now, 101 obviously occurs in the fall after September 1st because the waterfowl season is open for the grand finale of the event where you get to go out in the field. When does it normally occur?
Mid to late September.
Was it late September last year?
Yeah, somewhere around 15th, I think.
Yeah,
I
think so.
Yeah, we haven't set a date yet. Yeah, so stay tuned for that.
But most years it's mid to late September.
That's right.
So if people were looking at it, trying to plan, where would they find the information on it?
Well, I don't know that we have do we have a general mailbox? We do.
We do have a general, we have a Parkland Pintails email address, but we also go on the Facebook page.
Right.
My girlfriend Karen, actually, she runs our Instagram page and our Facebook page, and so there's that opportunity as well to get more information.
So if you go to Delta Waterfowl's page as well, they have a place to sign up for.
Absolutely, there is.
Waterfowl 101, and that's for all people across North America. Mm-hmm. But that trickles down and will find its way for local people into chapters that
based on your location. Absolutely does. Yeah.
Or reach out to me or Daryl.
Right.
Oh, of course, yeah. Reach out to Josh before me. I'd rather that. But
yeah, and you guys are in the Edmonton area, but if people were willing to travel, you'd accept them from anywhere.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We actually, we talked about chapters trying to start out. One of our major contributors, he won Volunteer of the Year last year, was Ben Evans, and he's out at Smoky Lake. And he tried to have a chapter out there. He just couldn't get the volunteership. And he's like, this is too important for me not to do something. And he's joined our chapter. And he's made all kinds of contributions from finding fundraising opportunities to...
Funny story. We went to Cold Lake this weekend, and we passed by a lake that had, I don't know, it had to be about 30 duck tunnels on it. About every 100 feet. Mm-hmm. So that's Ben.
That'll be Ben having those up. Absolutely.
Good job, Ben.
Good work.
Yeah, the old Big Ben slough.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He's done all kinds of work for us. It's been amazing what he's done.
Nice. Tell me how the day starts off. People show up. You got, tents, umbrellas, or just a big pond?
We'll start off the night before. Actually, we try to get a shoot in the night before to collect some ducks for cleaning demos and cooking demos and all that fun stuff. So if there's any volunteers looking to come out and shoot birds, I don't like to advertise that, but it certainly happens. And sometimes we do need people to go out and scout and find fields and stuff for us. So, but then the next day with participants, everybody gathers. We do some safety information, things like that, a little chat. And then we usually have 6 to 8 stations set up.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what the dogs, cooking, cleaning, powdering shotguns.
Yeah, all fun stuff like that.
Yeah, there's lots
clay
of.
we even do clay shooting to get you warmed up on the guns. But we'll do half
calling
and half.
was another one I remember.
Calling's another one.
Yeah.
Duck identification.
That's right. Yeah.
But we'll do 6 or 8 in the morning, and then we'll do 6 or 8 in the afternoon after lunch. So it is like we said, very jam packed,
Right?
Because you got to get all this stuff in sometimes, before.
And it's a
before
shotgun
birds start
start.
coming back into the field.
Yeah, shotgun start. Every your group starts at a different station.
So
and then
all stations are running at one time.
All stations are running. That's right.
And you circulate through, and sort of you almost like you take your passport and get it stamped at each.
Absolutely.
Sure, yeah.
And there's ambassadors. Ron was an ambassador one year, and so you get your group. Okay, Joe, Bill, and then okay. Well, I'm your ambassador, and you and I are going to spend the day together, and
you learn little tidbits of
Nice.
information from them.
that's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. And do you learn enough about decoy sets on water and dry fields, and you look at absolutely everything so that people can get involved with like a half dozen duck decoys on some water, or find people to go with?
And that's really the primary goal, is that you can go and get a box of floaters at Cabela's or Canadian Tire or wherever you choose to buy, and then you can go do some duck hunting on your own. And that's really the goal of 101. So absolutely, our goal is at the end of that day, you've got a little bit of confidence to even go do it on your own. And so, we teach all that.
Yeah, and there are some kids or folks that are more interested in the field side, and some are more interested in water hunting and things like that. So we do split it up, and typically I take a puddle somewhere and set up on. Everybody knows I'm the water guy.
You're the water guy, yeah.
And that happens, right? I mean, I've got hundreds of waterfowl buddies, and some of them are really water driven. Like if you're shooting ducks, you better do it on water, because it's really not duck hunting if you're in the field. And others, they don't own waders, so if you don't shoot it where they can wear their running shoes, they're out of luck.
Or they'll say, "Oh, I haven't shot in the water in 30 years."
Right.
I don't even lay in laydowns anymore. I sit in the A-frames.
This podcast was made possible by Alberta Conservation Association and the Harvest Your Own community. If you're interested in harvesting your own food, there's a comprehensive collection of information to gain insight and knowledge. Head to the field, harvest your own protein, prepare it, and taste the results. HarvestYourOwn.ca is a library of information from getting started and geared up to processing, butchering, and cooking wild game to make the connection between health and food.
It's an ever-evolving community.
Absolutely, it is.
And waterfowlers are great about trying to make a better mousetrap, whether it's a blind or decoys or setup or all these different things. And I think it, again, just shows the passion that we have for our resource and our activity.
Yeah, there's so many little factions to waterfowl hunting. Like you could split that so many different ways. And, that's the beauty of 101 is we can lay it all out for you and see what you want to do, and you can take it from there.
And you run it every year.
Every year.
Yeah. And now with the university that's kind of partnered with us, we're doing it twice a year with the university kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know if any other chapters in Alberta are actually offering a 101?
I know the southern chapters used to. I'd have to confirm that, but
I think there was one at the Lethbridge College as well.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, there was. I remember that actually.
Yeah. So good opportunity. I think one of the most important aspects of it, and it could just be my relation to food, is what to do with the birds afterwards. I mean, learning how to process them properly, and especially how to cook them so you appreciate them, is paramount.
Right, and then that was one of our biggest hiccups when we started doing the 101 was we didn't want to send kids home with ducks, that we didn't show them how to clean them, and that's what was happening in the first couple that we had. We said, we got to kind of fix this, and we did. We put in a bird cleaning station, right in Beaver Hill Sporting Clays. Sherry let us set up a table and clean birds right there. I can remember a picture of Ron standing up there cleaning his birds. He was only about this tall then, but
and I'm sure Sherry thought, secondly, well, why did I allow this?
Yeah,
we
probably.
had feathers everywhere.
It's funny. I do one of those at the Outdoor Women's Program with the HIA, and I saved 30 snow geese from the spring hunt, and we will do that out there. And yeah, they learn how to do everything from pluck birds to skin them, remove the breast, legs, thighs. We even look at the hearts and gizzards and the whole works all the way through to get full utilization if people are willing to do so.
Yeah, it's like Josh said, it's one thing to enjoy your day, and then you take home a duck and you're looking at it while it sits on your counter and you have no idea what to do with it. We've eliminated that trouble, I guess, right?
Yeah. Food is really important. What did you make for them?
Oh boy, last year we made a seared goose breast, and Craig brought a pickled blueberry reduction, I guess.
Yeah.
You would call it some sort of preserve. And we just put a little bit of arugula on a cracker with a little slice of breast and some of that jam on top, and it was pretty damn good.
Oh, it was delicious. When we did the university 2 years ago, we were doing at the end of the day, I said, so now you've got your birds, what are you going to do? And how are you going to take them home and cook them? He's like, I'm going to do them exactly how you did it.
Wow.
You did a simple pan fry. You cooked it beautifully. You cooked a medium rare. Josh's favorite words are butter's your best friend.
Yes.
So, and he goes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to cook it for my university dorm mates. He goes, I'm going to do it exactly the way you showed us to.
Nice.
And that's exactly what we want.
It's such an easy way to show people, to introduce people to it, not this gray livery, leathery, overcooked meat. None of that. We just sear up a couple breasts. Typically I slice a bunch and just put them on the corner of the table and say, here, have at her. And then we'll set up a nice little. They
disappear fast, though.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. How do you cook ducks or geese? So I'm like, well, how do you like your steaks? Oh, I like them well done. I'm like, well, this isn't for you. Yeah.
Well, there are ways to cook them where we cook them till they give up, basically.
That's right.
But get out the crock pot or the Instant Pot, and legs and thighs. I hope you do those too, and encourage people to take them.
Sliders, making sliders with that meat is absolutely fantastic. Or we'll make tacos. With that leg meat is fantastic.
Yeah, I think most people, once you start to appreciate the legs and thighs, they quickly learn that it's better than the breast meat in most cases.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, glad to see you guys are active with it. You got another program coming up this year. We're going to provide your email address, and we'll put your Facebook and Instagram social media handles up there so people can look you up. They reach out if they're interested, or they can go to Delta Waterfowl and look up Waterfowl Hunting 101 for more information there, and they can fill out the form. What else do you want to add about the program? What are we missing?
If for some chance we don't get out in the field in the afternoon, typically we'll set up other hunts later in the week.
Yeah.
So don't panic. And I know this is kind of getting ahead, but don't panic if you don't get out for a hunt that day. We will get you out. Like we will set something up. One of the mentors will set something up. I don't think we've had anybody that didn't get out for a hunt
that wanted to go.
That wanted to go.
Yeah, wanted to go. Absolutely. And if you're interested in volunteering, this is to anybody, but maybe hunting isn't that but I want to be involved, and I encourage hunters. It's just not for me. Shoot, we got programs for you. The henhouse building is an amazing program. It's bringing lots of ducks into our flyway, and more and more that we can put out, the better. So there's lots of opportunities. If you're not a trigger puller, that's okay. We've got lots of opportunities for you.
There's lots of birders like to go and watch those hen houses.
Yes, right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow's biologist. You don't have to be a hunter to appreciate waterfowl, be in the outdoors, appreciate what hunters do for conservation overall. You mentioned it earlier, like a lot of the dollars, the majority of them that go into conserving our waterfowl and other species, even our non-game species, come from hunters' dollars. The levies that we pay on licenses, and we are more than willing to pay, are what funds a lot of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the program cost?
That's the best part, I think.
Big old goose egg.
A big zero. It is completely funded by Delta. And what allows us to do that is obviously our fundraising banquet dinners and things like that. So we encourage ticket purchases. But the Waterfowl 101 program is completely free of charge. And that includes your ammunition, the use of a gun, your lunch, your evening hunt, your day outside. It is $0 to you.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and if you want to bring your own equipment too,
of course,
if you're old enough to have your own shotgun, you can bring that as well. We've had folks in the past that bought a gun, didn't know how to use it. Okay, well, let's go over and we'll go through the gun.
Well, they got
put it together for you.
That's right. I got Grandpa Bill's gun,
right?
You know, and is this okay to use it here? Yeah, that's okay.
We'll make it work. Well, those are important things to do because if you go out with somebody that's hunted for decades and a flock of birds comes in, they can make it look fairly easy. But if you've never shot at a moving target and learn how to lead it, like I was talking to some people the other day that wanted to start bird hunting, and I said, here come some birds. Where would you aim? Well, I'd aim at it. No, you have to actually shoot in front of it in order to hit it. And being able to have some teaching on that on the range has to help improve their success when they actually get in the field.
It'll give them confidence for sure.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to say you're going to go out and shoot birds right away.
Hey,
you know,
we all miss.
Yeah.
And most of us miss more than we hit.
But we're not going to talk about that.
No, I thought that was in my contract that we wouldn't.
That's the good thing about ammunition. Yeah, they make more of it every day.
Thank goodness for that. Well, actually, one of the things with 101 is there's multiple stations that do and participate to increase your confidence, from how to pattern a shotgun and what it looks like on, you know, you shoot it on a big cardboard wall. What does it look like? How does that pattern look like?
The first steps.
That's right. And then you can go skeet shooting, and we say, you know, you get a lead and how you plant your feet, and you know how you're shouldering, and we go through all that before you get in the field, and because it's a whole different game when you're looking at a duck.
Yeah, when your heart rate's doubled, it changes the game a little bit.
Yeah, we're not necessarily bringing those birds right in front of you either.
No, we do our best, that's for sure. But sometimes you're like, I don't know, these are the long ways out there.
Give them a shot. give it a try.
Give it a go if you want.
Well, I'm very proud to say I know you, gents, and what you do. Josh, I remember the first time I met you was just after you moved here at one of the sportsman shows, and you were very passionate. You were in the Delta booth and sharing some goodies and stories and inspiration, and you've come a long ways.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a ride. Like I said, I'm super proud of this committee and the people that I've met through this committee. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, and you must be very proud of your son and everything he's done, getting him involved here, or having him get involved and bringing you in and getting involved, and then seeing him go in the direction he has, where he's helping others willingly and wants to. And he's a morning hunter and likes to get out of bed.
It's almost an emotional moment, and I'm sure Josh can agree with this, watching Ron and Logan not be the sidekick, but want to participate. And then, hey, Dad, my buddy in my social class is interested, but he's never done this. He's exactly what we want, of course, you know, and it's really, really exciting. And as far as the chapter goes, I've met some of my very best friends over the years that are still involved in the chapter, except for Josh, outside of that. But the chapter's given me a home too.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. You're proud of Ron. I'm proud of Ron. Like it's so funny because a couple of years ago, I was heading up to bear camp, and the boys were coming up with me, and I called up Daryl, and I said, "Hey, you know, I'm going up a day early. Do you mind if Ron comes with me?" And he's like, "Heck yeah!" Like he said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, well, I'll come and pick him up, or meet me here and come with me." And that was it was a kind of a cornerstone moment for me because I get to take this kid that I've seen grow up and put him in a truck, take him up, and put him in a bear stand
without his dad. Right?
Like it's like I don't know. This is kind of uncharted waters, but it was fantastic. It was awesome.
I'm pretty proud of him. He's a good kid.
Well, you guys certainly show your passion, wear it on your sleeve, and I appreciate everything you do for Alberta and for waterfowling, for hunting, for conservation. It's nothing to be taken lightly, you know, and it's. I always say the world's run by those that show up. I already said that, but it's true. How many volunteers do we have room for? Thousands.
Oh, yeah.
You have 30 that are there. Hopefully this encourages people to come out and volunteer, get involved, help recruit our next generation of hunters, but also really reach out and sort of connect with people that are timid but really want to try this and don't know where to start, because this is one of the best ways to get immersed into it and get some hand-on experience before you ever head out into the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, That's the best way to wrap that up. I think that's a good summary of what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks for everything you do. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for sharing the stories and for putting on this Parkland Pintails 101.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, thanks, Brad.
Thank you, Brad.
We hope to inspire people to reconnect with nature and appreciate where your food comes from by harvesting your own. For more information on getting started or to learn specifics about the Field to Fork experience, visit harvestyourown.ca and follow on Facebook and Instagram. Check back often for new material, recipes, and videos that are posted regularly. Please subscribe to Harvest Your Own podcast and take the time to rate and review the show to help us build a dedicated core of passionate hunters as our regular audience. Until next time, embrace the outdoors and all it has to offer. Thanks for joining us.